Good morning, everybody. Hi, it's Gypsy here at Smallwood Homestead. And this morning I am working on something, actually a tip that someone in a group on Facebook gave to me. The problem is I have this lovely mason jar with white sugar in it, and I have one of those spout tops. Well, it is so humid out here in my woods that my sugar has been turning to concrete. And this is the sugar that I use every morning and all day long for my coffee and my tea. So it's not a storage sugar. It is something that I use regularly. And so for it to be turning hard because of the humidity, it makes it really difficult, because the whole reason why I got the pour spout was to make it easier for me, because with my Ehlers-Danlos, sometimes it's hard for me to unscrew lids, especially first thing in the morning. My hands don't want to work. So I bought these flip top lids. Oh, they're perfect, until this started happening. And it, like I said, it turns to concrete. Well, I had thought, well, maybe I could get one of those brown sugar, what do you call them? You know what I'm talking about. It's the little round thing, brown sugar disc that you can put in brown sugar. Usually you soak it first, pat it dry, and then put it in your brown sugar, and it keeps your brown sugar moist. Well, I thought, I wonder if I could do the opposite and just buy one that was dry and put a dry one in there. And then I thought, well, I know that I keep rice in my salt shaker to keep my salt from getting all hard and turning to concrete. But the thing about this is, because I use it for my coffee and my sugar, you see the opening. It's a pretty big opening. If I put rice in here, I'm going to end up with cooked rice in my coffee. And I don't want to drink rice coffee. But someone in one of the homesteading groups that I'm in on Facebook said, well, you could still use rice. Why don't you just put it in a muslin bag and then put that in your jar in the bottom, and then it'll still work like rice does for your for your salt, but you won't end up with rice in your coffee. And I thought, why didn't I think of that? So what I did was I took, this is actually one cotton handkerchief, and I cut it up, and these are pretty big squares. You can see they're probably probably about 6-inch squares. Well, that's way too big. So I took one of the squares and I cut it in half. Well, after cutting the cotton square, this cotton square, you know, folded in half, after cutting it in half to this size, then I folded that over and I'm stitching it together. After I stitch it together, what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it with rice. Now, I don't want to put that too close, because then I'll pour it all over my couch. And what I did was, because, you know, with humidity, rice can go bad just like anything else. I put, I know it's backwards, but that's the way my phone is. But it says rice bag, and I put the date on it. And that way, I will know when it was that I put it in my sugar. And so I can check it, you know, every week or every couple of weeks, you know, and just make sure that it's not going bad. And all I'm doing is just using a little running stitch. For those of you that don't know what a running stitch is, it's just a straight stitch. It just goes straight in a line. And I'm just stitching it together, you know, with cotton thread. I'm going to probably, well, no, I'm not going to probably. I am going to actually double stitch. I'm going to make 2 lines of it just to make it a little more durable. But I wanted to share this with you. I haven't made a video in a while, and I do apologize for that. There's been a lot of stuff going on, as you know, always a lot of stuff in my life. On Wednesday, my husband and I actually went and filed divorce paperwork. It was very amicable. I'm doing fine. We're friends. I don't like living alone, but, you know, it's one of those things. I will just get used to it. I will just have to get used to it. That's all there is to it. So Wednesday did that. Yesterday, I got to go visit my grandson, Jaden. He's the one who has hypoplastic left heart syndrome. He's had 2 open heart surgeries and 1 surgery on his diaphragm. I got to go and spend a few hours with him yesterday, which was really nice. He smiled at me for the first time. I've never seen him smile before. So that was really nice. And now I'm going to fill my bag, and then I'm going to stitch it.